Most freelancers and service providers want to impress their clients. They put in extra hours. They go beyond what was promised and they try to deliver more than what was expected. I mean, it sounds like the right thing to do, but going that route is actually hurting your business. And the worst part is your clients aren't any happier. In fact, they may actually be frustrated by the extra time that it took. You see, going the extra mile is only valuable if it's a mile that your client truly cares about. There's a hidden cost to guessing. Now, you might think you're adding value, but if it's not what your client wanted, then all your extra effort turns into unpaid work, frustration, and sometimes even a disappointed customer. And this happens far more often than you think. And it usually starts the same way, with one tiny, well meaning assumption. So let's look at how this plays out and why it's quietly draining your time, your energy, and your profit. We make assumptions because we want to be helpful. We think we're reading between the lines. But in service based businesses, assumptions are silent thieves. They sneak in looking like intuition, and they walk out with your time, your energy, and your profits. As freelancers, we get used to solving problems. We hear half the story and think, I know what they need. That confident feels efficient. It feels like experience. But too often, it leads us into doing things that no one asked us for and something that no one values. We assume because we've seen similar clients, we assume because we think, well, of course they want it to be perfect. But what's perfect to us might be pointless to them. That's not experience, that's ego. It's dressed in a work uniform. And if you found yourself saying something like, I'm not laying that out the door, it has my name on it, then it could be your ego is really costing you. Chances are it doesn't literally have your name on it. And it's important to remember to keep what's important to your customer in the forefront of your mind. Obviously, you are the expert and have reasons for why you want something done a particular way. The point here, though, is to make sure you aren't making assumptions of what the customer actually cares about. Because every hour you spend doing work that your client didn't request, or even worse, doing work that your client didn't even want, then that's likely an hour you're not getting paid, or an hour you could have used serving another client, or marketing your business, or simply resting. You see, these assumptions, they often backfire. Instead of gratitude, you get confusion or frustration. Your customer asks, why did this take so long? Or, I thought we agreed on something simple. Clients don't always say these things out loud, but they do feel them. And feelings affect referrals, repeat work, and of course your reputation. And it's ironic that you're attempting to go the extra mile to help a client out and actually have the opposite effect and actually cause them to resent the work that you did. So let me show you what this looks like in the real world. A car detailer takes on a job to clean a customer's car, inside and outside. He quotes a flat fee, and the exterior's no problem, but the interior is covered in dog hair. And he wants to do an amazing job, so he goes all in. And we're talking 20 hours total. He uses tweezers to pull out the hairs. He even trims a few fabric fibers to get every last strand. I mean, it's extreme. But 18 of those 20 hours, it's unpaid because he didn't quote for that kind of time. But here's the kicker. The client didn't even notice. I mean, the dog will be back in the car the very next day. And if the detailer had simply asked, will your pet be riding in this vehicle again? Followed by, is it okay if we don't get every single piece of hair? I can remove the loose ones, but getting the stuck ones is extremely time consuming and would cost extra. Then everything would have changed. So that one question could have saved him hours or justified a higher price. But he assumed, and it cost him. One good question can do more for your business than 10 hours of hard work. Seriously, asking the right question doesn't just save time for you and your client, It also repositions you as a guide, not a guesser. And when you become a guide, your value skyrockets because a single question can actually change everything for you. Let's go back to the detailer. That single question, will your pet be riding in this vehicle again? That could have completely shifted the outcome. Instead of spending the 20 hours guessing what the client wanted, he'd get clarity in 10 seconds. But it's not just about saving time. That question sets up a choice. Keep it simple and affordable, or go deep for a premium. And either way, the customer is in control. And the detailer looks smart, transparent, and customer focused. The magic here is that asking shows that you care more about getting it right than being right. And that builds trust faster than any wow factor could in a detail job, let's say. So asking the initial question is great, but the follow-up is also very important. You see, that's where the magic really happens. Is it okay if we don't get every single hair? I'll remove the loose ones, but getting the stuck ones takes a lot more time, and I need to charge more for that. So now you're not just asking, you're actually educating, and you're helping the client understand the trade-offs, the hidden effort, and the real value. And that's not really even upselling, that's just clarity. The detailer didn't know there was going to be a ton of dog hair in the car when he provided the flat fee. And once that came to light, he could have asked that question and brought clarity to the situation. And clients respect clarity. Most people don't know what goes in as you're doing your work. They just see the outcome. But when you help them understand what actually creates that outcome, you're not providing just the service, you're actually showing them why the service matters. You see, asking good questions makes you look more professional, not less. A lot of freelancers fear that asking too many questions makes them seem inexperienced or uncertain. But the opposite's actually true. Amateurs assume, while experts ask. It is counterintuitive, but the faster you lean into that fact, the more profitable you'll become. I mean, think about doctors. The best ones don't rush into a diagnosis. They ask questions, they dig, they listen, because getting it wrong has consequences. And it's the same with your service. Every assumption you make is a chance to miss the mark. Every question you ask gets you closer to delivering exactly what the client values most. And here's a bonus. Asking also helps you qualify your clients. I mean, some clients won't value clarity. No, they'll just want the cheapest or whatever you think. And that's a sign, a signal that maybe they're not the right fit for you. So ask and listen, because every great service starts by understanding what your client actually needs. At the heart of every great service isn't a checklist. Instead, it's a conversation. The best freelancers and service pros don't just deliver what their clients ask for, but they also uncover what actually matters. I mean, that's the difference between being like just seen as a contractor versus a trusted advisor. You see, clients typically don't know how to describe what they truly want. They talk in general terms: fast, affordable, high quality. But what they actually care about is usually something beneath the surface. And so it's important to learn, you know, how to listen and then how to interpret what the clients really care about. It might be impressing their own clients or customers, or maybe it's they want to save more time in their day. Regardless, they definitely want to feel proud of what they've paid for. Therefore, it is your job to dig. So dig gently and then ask open-ended questions. You can ask questions like, what's most important to you about this? Or what would success look like for you? Because you're not just gathering specifications. Instead, you're learning their priorities. Because when you know what they really value, you can tailor your work to not just hit the target, but actually nail the bullseye. And it's easy to fall into the trap of doing too much by adding in extras or throwing in bells and whistles. And this feature overkill, it looks like value, but it's only valuable when it actually aligns with what the client wants. So make sure you focus on outcomes and not features. I mean, imagine ordering a pizza with beef and cheddar. I mean, this is a pizza that I like. But instead, you get some sort of, works pizza with pineapples and anchovies. And really, you just wanted a good pizza. But the person making the pizza thought more is definitely better and gave you all the toppings for free. Not only do you not appreciate the effort and work they put in and the extra costs of the pizza, you're actually aggravated that you didn't get the pizza that you ordered. And they were just trying to over deliver. But the end result is you're unsatisfied. And now you either have to eat something you don't want or throw it out. Now, over delivering isn't always overachieving. So, again, make sure you focus on outcomes. Think about the result your clients are after. What's going to actually move the needle for them? And when you center the service on the destination and not the distractions, then everything becomes easier to deliver. And not only that, but it actually becomes definitely easier to sell as well. I like systems, so let's talk about systems. When you build systems around asking the right questions early, you start creating repeatable success. Your proposals become faster, your work becomes more focused, your clients become happier. And happy clients refer good people to you. So instead of reacting to every new project with a fresh set of assumptions, use a proven intake process. Have standard questions that uncover priorities. You create boundaries around what's included and what's not included. You build templates that protect your time, your energy, and your profit. And once you have a system like this, you'll reduce burnout because you're not constantly pouring out more than what was asked for. And you're not guessing, you're guiding. And that's not just more efficient, it's also a lot more fulfilling for you. So ask early, ask clearly, and design your service around what your clients actually want instead of what you assume that they want. The work that you're doing matters, but it only matters when it matters to your clients. And assuming what they want isn't just risky, it's also expensive. You lose time, you lose energy, and sometimes you lose trust. So to keep from losing, you need to shift from guessing to guiding. You need to ask the right questions. Then you need to follow up to get clarity. Design your service around outcomes, not extras, and then build systems that protect your profit and increase your impact. Because when you truly understand what your clients want, delivering it becomes simpler, smoother, and a lot more profitable. Now, if you want to go even deeper and actually get paid to ask the right questions, then I've got just the video for you. Watch Get Paid to Pitch, where I break down how I consistently charge $7,000 just to pitch offers to clients. Yes, that means I got paid to talk through their goals, ask smart questions, and map out solutions before doing any of the actual work. What's better than asking the right questions? Well, it's getting paid to ask them. So click here and you can watch it now. And I'll see you in the next video.